Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that no one here came in the expectation that there was going to be a movie this afternoon and finding themselves in the middle of a Democratic rally.
Famous words spoken here in DeKalb by President Kennedy, just one of many people that have stopped through this historic theater in downtown DeKalb. I'm Tom Barnes, Chicago scene in DeKalb, Illinois, checking out the Egyptian Theater. I'm going to talk to Alex right now, give me a tour and a history of this historic place that is on the National Registry. All right, I made my way inside this historic theater that's been around since 1929. I'm here with my friend Alex. How are you, sir?
Good. Welcome to the Egyptian Theater.
I know, thank you for the introduction and the walking around, because I've never been here before, and I feel like this is a hidden gem that a lot of people maybe in Chicago don't know about. So why don't you just run through the history really quick about the theater and what people should know?
Yeah, so the Egyptian Theater opened December 10th, 1929, opened up as a vaudeville house and a movie theater. Vaudeville quickly faded away in the 30s, and this turned into strictly a commercial movie house. In the mid to late 70s, things got really rough here, both for the building as well as for the business. The business was heading towards bankruptcy, and the building was sadly in almost complete disrepair, so much so that the city was going to condemn the building and tear it down and turn it into a parking lot. That's when a group of local citizens got together, formed a nonprofit organization called Preservation of Egyptian Theater, saved the theater from the wrecking ball, got it listed on the National Registry of Historic Places in 1978. And then we were able to do a major restoration of the theater in the early 80s to try and restore the theater back to how it was when it first opened in 1929. So it's still owned and operated by that nonprofit organization to this day. We do primarily live events, but still show old movies as well.
It had an inauspicious start, this whole movie theater, because it opened during the crash of 1929, right?
Yeah, it did not open as originally planned. So October of 1929, the stock market crashed, leading into the Great Depression, and they were in the middle of construction here. So a lot of things changed from original plans, whether it was the lobby floor that was originally supposed to be marble, and instead they went around town and took tile that was left over from other projects, abandoned buildings, brought it here, broke it up, and put down this beautiful mosaic floor.
Yeah, almost like a serendipitous accident, right?
Yeah, so we always say it's amazing that the theater did open in 1929. They very easily could have just pulled the plug. And thank goodness they didn't, because now we have this amazing jewel here in DeKalb.
And this is part of a whole movement of movie theaters built back in that time, right? Where they just discovered, what was it? Refresh my memory?
Yeah, so 1922, King Tut's tomb was discovered, led to Egyptomania all throughout the United States. Lots of architects choosing the Egyptian theme. So between the 20s and 30s, there was over 100 Egyptian theaters built around the country. Today, this is only one of 7 left in the United States. It's the only one east of the Rocky Mountains. That's why just a couple of years ago, the state of Illinois named this as one of the top 20 architectural treasures here in the state of Illinois.
And it's deceivingly big, but the outside, it looks like it's this little place, but you walk in and it's just this massive theater. It's over 1,000 people capacity. I mean, obviously we're not doing that right now. You're at 25 per the state, but in normal times, what's the seating?
Yeah, so we seat 1,400, makes us the largest auditorium in DeKalb County. Not that there's a whole lot in DeKalb County, but we are the largest. Also home to the largest movie screen in DeKalb County. So nice size that we're able to have some big names here, but not too big. Still provides a really intimate venue here.
And you guys do fun things throughout the year. You have horror movie festivals. You have something with Christmas time where you play It's a Wonderful Life. There's snow falling from the ceiling. It's a whole almost immersive experience, but those are things that you do outside of like events with live music or things like that, correct?
Yeah, so we do a wide variety of your touring shows, from comedians, rock concerts, family shows, magicians. We've had Jack Hanna here with a live cheetah on stage. We've had bodybuilding competitions. We show movies, have weddings, graduations, so a wide variety of events here. And as a nonprofit organization, one of our core missions is to really be part of the community. So we're really proud that we have over 25 different community organizations that utilize this theater every single year. And it's really fun for us to be able to roll out the red carpet and welcome the community in locally, as well as throughout the region and throughout Illinois.
And you're re-welcoming a lot of people who haven't been here since you guys did some renovations. I mean, of course, the last time major renovations was, you said, like in the 80s, built in the 20s, and here we are. You do renovations, and then there's a pandemic that happens that kind of made it a little bit easier for you actually to finish it on time and have it be done in time for when we fully open again. But talk about some of the things that you've added to the space that people might not even be aware of.
Yeah, so we broke ground May 1st, 2019. It was 90 years to the day when they broke ground originally in 1929. And it was the first time in 90 years that the footprint has been expanded here. And we were able to dramatically increase our restrooms, concessions, storage, lobby space, but most importantly, for the first time since 1929, add air conditioning so we can be open year-round. Most people were quite surprised that this theater didn't have air conditioning, but trust me, if you were here in July with 1,400 people and it was 90 degrees outside, you would not have enjoyed yourself. So that will be quite the difference. So the silver lining is to have completed that project at the end of 2020 now gives us this opportunity as we come out of COVID to really have an exciting thing for people to come back and either enjoy the theater again or hopefully attract people to the Egyptian for the very first time.
Yeah, and for people who might be wondering why did it take them so long, I mean, an air conditioning in a theater this size it's pretty expensive. So it's not like something that you can just go and pick up at a hardware store and install it. It's a big deal, it's a big process, and you were fortunate enough to be able to install it in ways where people won't even notice the difference outside of the temperature controlled room.
Yeah, the hope was, any project that we do here, whether it's, installing a sprinkler system or updating, sound system, and now with air conditioning, we want at the end of that project for the building to look exactly like it did when we first started. So if people walk in and don't think we did anything, then we did our job.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that you guys offer is the ghost tours. You kind of have, I mean, you've been around for almost 100 years, so there's almost 100 years worth of ghost stories, about maybe tales of a woman in a green dress seen throughout the theater by patrons or performers on stage. But all of those things people can come and enjoy because you do offer ghost tours. You are reopening things with a musical act, a tribute band with the Allman Brothers in June. And where can people find information about the theater?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, egyptiantheater.org. We're also extremely active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Great ways to follow there, not only to see what upcoming events, but we do a lot of behind the scenes. So if you're really interested in historic theaters and kind of architecture and history, we do all sorts of things to give you sneak peeks behind the scene, how we do things here, interesting facts about the theater. We always say they don't make theaters like this anymore. They don't make any building like this anymore. So it's, whether you can come to an event or not, we hope you follow us because this truly is a jewel of not just the DeKalb area, but as the state of Illinois has listed, a state treasure.
And what was the website again, and then the Facebook page?
Yeah, so it's egyptiantheater.org, and then Facebook is at DeKalb Egyptian Theater.
We always need help from the peanut gallery. Thank you. Alex, thank you very much for giving me the tour and taking time out of your day to just show me around this beautiful place. I can't wait to come back and see a show and see a movie because you guys do still show some movies here on the old 35 film, right?
Yeah, we show, most of our films are on digital, but we do still have carbon arc 35 millimeter projectors, and we do show films on that. So whether it's a Wonderful Life in December, it's just an incredible experience. It's a totally different experience to see a movie here in a space like this.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
All right, we'll see you later. All right, that's the Egyptian Theater here in downtown DeKalb, TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. That's TBarness at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene. Until then, enjoy a trip to the movies, everybody.